Well, good afternoon from Hong Kong. It's been a while since I made a video. Um, I'm on the Bigfoot here, and I wanted to share with you guys, again, being off-grid and, self-reliant, entertainment, internet, TV, things like that. Again, being on the boat, I can't put up a regular satellite dish. So what I need to do is, for a satellite dish, to have that type of signal, I need to have a dome like this. See, if you look over there, see this boat over there, see it's got those two domes on it? Inside that there's weather. Satellite one is just receive, and the other one is like send and receive. This dish dome that I have right now, this is a receive only. This is not a send. So this one's not used for internet to send and receive data. This is just for television. What it is if you can see here, this is made by SatLead. And what it is, if we look on the back of it, I'm just kind of set this up for a demonstration. But on the back of it, it's DC input. So it's between, I can put in 9 to 30 volts. So again, I run everything on 24 volts, so the maximum voltage would ever go into this would be at 29.4 volts when I'm at the top of my absorb stage. Only once a year do I equalize, and that's above 30 volts. And but this runs on, and so what I've got a standard wall wart here, if you would. This takes 220 volts, between 50 and 60 hertz. See, I'm at 230 volts here in Hong Kong, and that's what runs off of my inverter. And what it's doing is it's changing it down to 24 volt output, so it's 27 volts. I think it's 27.4 volts output, and anyway, so that's what we're just going to use for the example. But what it is I get power into this head unit. This is the head. And what this will do is this is a computer in itself. And what it will do is this will go and talk to this satellite dish. And it's got several servo motors in it. So what it is even though I'm on the boat and we're rocking back and forth, what it is, it has several motors, so what it'll do is, once it locks onto the satellite, it'll just keep moving like this, and it'll stay locked on. And so, there's only the coaxial cable. Standard center conductor with the ground braid on the outside, and your standard coax. Well, what happens here is the DC input into this head end, the RF signal and the voltage all goes to this satellite dome, to the satellite, and it tells it what to do. And so we'll take this off. I'll give you an example. And what it is you've got the LNB is down below it, and got a servo motor over here. This right here is a GPS. This is a GPS unit, so it talks global positioning. This will rotate. It'll rotate this way. You can see this is over here. This, if you can see down here, there's gears down here. This whole thing spins. This goes this way, it goes that way, and even on the LNB. So when signal comes through, you see this little plate that's right here. You've got a wire that comes up here. Even inside this is spinning. So as signal comes in, bounces into here, and goes down into the LNB, and that's how the signal comes in. So it could be linear or polar, and so is how it spins. And then this will spin this way. It does all kinds of stuff. And again, it's all coming from this little unit that runs off a DC power straight off of my batteries. This has a coax down, and I kind of hooked it up. This is old coax I had sitting down. You can see it's kind of got moldy. But anyway, it would come down into this. This is the actual satellite receiver that I hook up HDMI that would go into the television. Now this is strictly AC powered, so this would run off of the inverter, but this would run off of my batteries, and which is very, very convenient. So what I'll do is I'll turn the unit on here, and you kind of have an idea of what happens when you first turn it on. It takes a minute. GPS is going to go. As you can see, the LNB starting to spin. Now what it's going to try to do is, I've got it set up for AsiaSat 4 for here in Hong Kong. Now, those of you that are in America, you know what DirecTV is. Well, there's DirecTV Asia, and this does the same thing. But it's broadcast. In fact, it's a Hong Kong company, but AsiaSat, the satellite company, is headquartered here in Hong Kong. But as you can see, it's looking for the signal. But we're here, we're not on the top deck. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to show what a marine satellite dish is. You see these domes, and what the hell's inside the dome? Well, this is what's inside it. And I'm taking this off. Well, this one I've got a problem with this unit. The GPS, this GPS right here, for some reason does not seem to be communicating properly. Now, it's out of warranty. It's over 12 months old, so it's out of warranty, and I just need to confirm about this GPS. So later today I'm going to be playing around with this. But there's different ways, like on a boat, and the way the GPS works here. There's the new current, it's called NEMA 2000, the way that they connect. It's how they connect and communicate. It's NEMA 2000. And there's a backbone in how GPS, and that's how you navigate out in the open sea. But this type of GPS, now again, what's nice about this is redundancy on a boat is really, really important. I mean, you're out 60, 120 miles offshore, and what'll happen is if your GPS goes and it cannot lock on, which the problem is with this unit is it cannot lock on because the GPS isn't perfect. So on the back of this unit, you'll see this little plug down here, and it says GPS, and it's an RS-232. Now, for years and years and years, this two-prong, this is how GPS had worked with lots and lots of gear, be it in the trucking industry that you had in commercial vehicles, on boats, but it was this RS-232. Well, anyway, I've got an older unit that still works, a GPS unit, that I'm going to plug into this. I'm going to go and I'm going to set this. I'm going to hook this up. I'm going to hook this up on the top deck later. I'm going to put in the GPS unit next to this to see if that will fix, if it'll lock in. And what I'm going to do is I'll hook up the actual receiver. And that once it locks, except I'm going to change here, it's called Telstar 18. I'm going to connect to Telstar 18, which has got all the free-to-air channels that you would have, like that's broadcast to mainland China and that. So this one is mainly focused for the AsiaSat 4 and that DirecTV or Dish Network Asia. And that, but again, I can set the head, let me go over here, on this. So we'll turn this off, turn it back on, and again I can, I don't remember how to set it. Okay, so now as you can see here, it's a satellite. So it's set for AsiaSat 4. I can go up, and I've got a lot of other, like here's Telstar 1, and oh, sorry, it's not Telstar 18, it's Telstar 1. So if I were to go and set it for Telstar 18, or Telstar 1, that's how it would go. But anyway, now it's still set for AsiaSat 4. But I can set this head. I can set this head to lock on because these satellites have, it's static above the Earth. The satellites spin with the Earth, so they are static. They do not move. They're from where my GPS location is, the azimuth, the angles, and that's how it works. So now this is, I can use it for, this one is just to receive TV. I've got another dish that sends and receives. Now that's for internet. There's Hughes network. They also use the Dish network for internet. It's about $60 US for 50 gigabyte per month transmission. Then you get anything above 50 gig, you have to pay extra for. You know, it's $79.95 US or something like that. Don't quote me on that. But anyway, that's how that one works. But now where I'm at, here, like we're in the marina or I'm in the coastal waters, we use for internet, kind of show you, what I've got is, it's a TP-Link wireless modem, kind of dusty and dirty. But what I've got is, I've got this dongle. Inside here, it's a SIM card you would have for a mobile phone or a cell phone. And it's basically like you have your data plan for your mobile phone. Well, this is a USB modem. And this modem has USB connection on it. And I plug it in. And then what this will do is it'll connect to the cell towers. And again, I pay, it's about $40 US per month. I don't remember what, I think it's, the standard plan is you get 6 gig a month, upload, download. After that, it starts to limit your speed, but I've never noticed a limit in speed. But as you can see here is now, these modems, this runs on 9 volt. It's got a 9 volt input. And so on the 9 volt, see, I've got the blue lights. Now I'm sending and receiving data on my network. And what I've got is, I got tucked down here, is I've got just a standard 24 volt DC in, and as it is here, it's on 9 volt out. So off of my battery bank, 24 volt battery bank, this is stepping down to 9 volts, and that's what's charging this. So I mean, I don't need inverters on, I don't need anything like that. It runs straight off of my batteries, and it uses very, very, very little power. But that's how right now on this boat, how I've got internet. So my mobile phone, it's wireless network. But I use a GSM USB modem. So just again, the SIM card that's in it. And that's how it works. And then again, this is TV. So if you want digital broadcast TV, because again, I'm at sea level. I'm at sea level here, and I don't know if you can see. See, there's this V that's right here. On the top of that island that's way in the background, that is, well, maybe you can see it, there's a tower that's up there. There's a big tower station that kind of sends a signal this way. But even though it's right there, if I use a regular digital TV antenna, because it's all broadcast digital signal, it's still really crappy signal. So at sea level, you want to have this. We get TV via satellite through kit like this. So just wanted to kind of share with you about these domes. And again, you can see how the two domes are up on these boats. Again, this one here, like in the middle, that's your radar. They're not, but that's about seeing what's in front of you when it's foggy or it's nighttime. But anyway, these domes you see on top of boats, they're either going to transmit and receive or just receive. And when you're out there, weather alerts and that you want to receive. And so you just have this redundancy. You've got your VHF radio. You've got all these other different pieces of equipment to know what weather's coming and, you know, to prepare for a storm, how to avoid weather, etc. But this gadget here is one of the methods we use, if you would, off-grid in my type of setting, where I'm in a mobile setting, but still making my own power to power this stuff. and to keep our oceans blue and our skies blue. So that's a little insight to how May and Alan can watch TV and how we get internet and how we stay connected to the outside world. So right now that's what's going on. I haven't really done an update on the boat. We just haven't been doing a lot of stuff, and as you can see, a year ago we stripped all the varnish off, and it was, I mean, the wood was just so bad. I expected oxidation and any water moisture that was still in the wood that was going to come out was going to bubble up the varnish. So we're going to get ready to sand it down again. As you can see, here's where the water and the air is bubbling through. We've just got to sand it down again. But I mean, it's not like it was before. We had to just grind and grind and grind. But as you can see where it's gray, and you can see how the varnish just peels away. But you talk to all the shipyards, and they said, Alan, be prepared. 12 months, and you're going to do it one more time, because the wood was just so bad. And it was. It was really, really bad. So, I mean, it's nothing that we're not expecting and prepared, and we've got the inverter to power all our AC sanders and grinders, and we just go back to varnishing. That's one of the aspects of owning a wood boat. But we still got lots and lots and lots of work to do. Probably about 18 more months, and it'll be close to being 80% done. But until then, we're having fun. Life gets in the way. Life does get in the way, and you get sidetracked doing all kinds of other stuff. But that's the challenges of life, and that's why it's always exciting. So again, for May and I here in Hong Kong, wish everybody, hope everybody's having a great summer. So be good, be safe, and always, always be well. Bye-bye.